welcome back to Good Day State Line. She's been a part of your life since you were a little kid as Punky Brewster, but she's also a mom to 4 amazing kids, poet, jagger, lyric, and story. We're so lucky tonight to talk with Soleil Frye. Hello.
Hello, I am so excited to be here, and I just have to say hello to everyone in Illinois. I have family that has spent a lot of time there, and so I have a very warm spot in my heart for you.
Well, we are excited to talk to you and your friend, joined by your friend who's not just your friend, Pediatrician and GSK spokesperson, Dr. Shakha Gillin, to talk about preventing meningitis. Hi.
Hi, thank you for having us.
Okay, so Soleil, let's start with you. Why is this campaign so important for you?
Well, thank you for asking. I have 4 amazing children, and they're all getting so big. And my oldest is 16. She's looking at colleges. She's looking at traveling. And she is just amazing. And of course, as parents, we want to protect and nurture and love our children. And a dear friend of mine told me about meningitis B, which I was not really aware of. I think like so many parents, we assume that when our children are little, they are usually vaccinated for meningitis. And I did not realize that meningitis B was completely different from the meningitis vaccinations that they get as children. So of course I turned to one of my best friends in the world. We've been best friends since about 14, 15 years old when we met at a UB40 concert. And we started having this conversation, and I'm so fortunate that I have such a dear friend who is such an incredible pediatrician. I also know that that's an incredible luxury that most people don't have. And when I learned about this and realized how life-threatening it was, and that really, in so many cases, it causes death. I felt like if I didn't know this, there were so many people that also didn't know this, and so wanted to create a conversation. And so I'm really proud to be partnered with GSK and Ask to Be Sure. People can go to asktobesure.com to learn more. But that was really what was so important about it to me, was to have this conversation.
So, Dr. Gillin, tell us a little bit about, the doctor side of this, what meningitis actually is and why it is so important for parents of teens and young adults to be aware of meningitis B specifically.
So meningococcal disease, or meningitis, is a rare but serious infection that can cause complications and even death. So 1 in 10 individuals will die rapidly in as soon as 24 hours, and despite medical treatment. 1 in 5 individuals will have permanent damage, such as limb amputation, hearing loss, and permanent neurologic damage. And teens and young adults, so ages 16 to 23, are at an increased risk due to common normal teen behaviors. So sharing small spaces and sharing just about everything. So teenagers practically live on top of each other, and they share utensils, water bottles. These sorts of normal common teenage behaviors put them at an increased risk for meningitis.
So obviously this is something that parents of teens, young adults, even little kids should get informed on and should talk to their doctor about?
Yes, it's important for parents, teenagers to talk to their physicians about healthcare providers about meningitis B and meningitis B vaccination. And that's lots of information on that on asktobesure.com. I do want to mention that many people may think that they've had the meningitis B vaccination or a meningitis B vaccination, but in fact they haven't. And meningitis B vaccination has been available since 2014, and yet in 2020, 7 out of 10 17-year-olds had not had 1 dose. So a lot of parents think that they've had, as Soleil mentioned, that they've had a meningitis vaccination, but there's 2 different meningitis vaccinations. One is given at an earlier age. It covers the serotypes A, C, W, and Y. And then there's meningitis B vaccination. And so it's important for parents to know there's 2 different vaccinations, and they should be aware of meningitis B and aware of meningitis B vaccination.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. Soleil, before we go, want to say how much everyone here at the station loved the Kid 90 documentary. It was like the best documentary we've seen on streaming services in the last couple years. We want to know where we can follow you to get more details on your upcoming projects.
You're gonna make me cry. Thank you so much. My dream was that people would watch it through their own lens, so thank you. And I have more documentaries coming up. I love making documentaries, so you can follow Instagram at MoonFrye. I will be telling you all about them, and I love journalism, so more documentaries to come.
Awesome. Well, I'm very excited about that. Thank you both so much for spending some time with us tonight.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We'll be right back with more Good Day Stateline.